Hello, my name is Andreas Henry Moulali and I'm a nurse at Palliative Care Center Galilee in Greece. On behalf of RESPACC Erasmus Plus project, I will present the problem statement from the research proposal flowchart. Before we analyze the problem statement for Galilee's research project, I will try to explain a few things on what the problem statement is. A problem statement in research briefly describes a gap between the ideal level of practice and the current state, while introducing an investigation to understand and address it. Thus, a research question hypothesis is formulated in order to describe what the problem is and why is it a problem. Let's see what we have done in Galilee's research project. What was the problem in clinical practice? The problem was that ideally a patient-reported outcome measure should capture complex symptoms and concerns of patients receiving palliative care. However, there was no single holistic prompt in the Greek language suitable to assess patients' and carers' needs and their impact in patients' lives. Why was this important? This was important because the tool used by Galilee to assess patient needs could only capture the presence of physical problems and assess their severity. It did not illustrate the impact that these physical problems have on patients' well-being and daily life activities, neither psychosocial or spiritual concerns. The Integrated Palliative Care Outcome Scale is a promising tool designed to holistically address patients' and carers' problems and needs. It is a comprehensive, multidimensional brief questionnaire assessing the impact of symptoms, psychosocial and spiritual problems on patients' lives, as well as depicts the information needs and carers' anxiety in a broader time period of 3 or 7 days. The IPOS has been validated in many palliative care settings, home, hospital, etc., and has been translated in many languages. The hypothesis was that translation, cultural adaptation, and validation of IPOS scale in the Greek language would provide a reliable, more holistic prompt suitable to capture the impact of symptoms and problems in patients' and carers' life. Firstly, as already mentioned, the research hypothesis was formulated. A literature search identified IPOS as a patient-reported outcome measurement that could capture complex symptoms and concerns. A six-phase process proposed by the tool developers was adapted, that is, conceptual definition and equivalence, literature review to evaluate the existing translations and adaptations of questionnaires in palliative care, forward translation of the IPOS tool in Greek, backward translation into English, consensus expert review, cognitive interviews with cancer and ALS patients and all the staff, in order to clarify concepts and terms featured in the IPOS tool to ensure their equivalence in the Greek culture, lingual, and cultural adaptation. Approval of the IPOS Greek version by the development team. The next steps of this research was to test the validity, reliability, and responsiveness of IPOS in cancer and ALS patients in different settings, home care, day center, hospital, etc. The research question subsequent to the problem statement is formulated. Health-related quality of life in palliative care is intrinsically related to the management of symptoms and problems reported by patients and carers' prompts. Using a validated comprehensive tool capturing the multidimensional aspects of the patient's problems requires identification of such a tool as well as translation, cultural adaptation, and testing of the tool in a representative patient population. Finally, I must mention that this video is a part of materials developed during Erasmus Plus project RESPACC research for all palliative care clinicians. Thank you.